Okay, I'm going to show you now the framework, the what it is that you're teaching with releasing writers and how comprehensive it is, and how it all starts and ends with self-regulation, developing self-directed learners. So this approach gives a comprehensive staged framework that enables you to more easily teach writing and then for your students to independently take themselves through the writing process and have the strategy, skills, and self-regulation to be able to do this. So this approach has three pillars. The first pillar is what you're teaching, your standards, the writing process. And to make it easy, so easy for you to see and so easy for your students to understand and use, the writing process is POWER. Plan, organize, write, edit, revise. This is where you begin teaching. We introduce students to this writing process. Next, in the second pillar, we give our students a simple, elegant toolkit. Less is more. Simplicity is the key. So we give our students the simplest tools that we possibly can to get the greatest bang for our buck and launch them. The third pillar is skill building. And this is where we do daily embedded skill building so that we can equip our students to independently have the skills that they need to be able to write and express what it is that they'd like to say. We support them at the level of word choice, at the level of writing rich sentences and larger thinking, conceptual reasoning, how to organize our thoughts. And again, all of this work that we're doing is resting on a bedrock of self-regulation. Every day we're thinking about how are we teaching in such a way that our students can self-regulate. In the first stage of instruction, we collect a pre-assessment. And then we move to lesson 1, which is a one and done. And in this first lesson, we introduce the toolkit and the idea of exemplars. And we introduce these in the context of showing a strong response to the pre-assessment that they just took. So those are linked. So as you can see here, the toolkit includes POWER, TIDEL, and an exemplar. And we introduce the concept of an exemplar. This is a strong piece of writing that a student created using this toolkit. And we look for the parts of TIDE and we look for strong language in the exemplar. Again, lesson 1, one and done. We've now onboarded the tools into the classroom. And what you will do after that is repeated POWER cycles. And this is where every week you've introduced the tools, but now you're modeling how to use them. So here's a zoom in. You can see on the left, we start with having our students write POWER right across the top of their page, or in the younger grades, we write it on the board. They then put some self-talk, and then they do a pre-read for the gist, pull apart the prompt, look for what is the prompt asking me to do, pick ideas, and then carry those ideas they've chosen over into an organizer, use scaffolds as they move from the organizer to the right, and then self-assess. We teach them how to self-assess, peer assess, get all that feedback, go back, make any revisions, edits, and then on Friday, we do Feedback Friday, where we score in front of the class an exemplar and a piece that's not yet there. And this is what enables our students to set their goals. And that's the really empowering part for them and for you. The power of scoring is that it teaches the features of effective writing deeply. So not only do they have the process for how to produce strong writing, but they also see what the features are. Over the year, in the younger grades, you'll be running repeated POWER cycles every week. And in the upper grades, you'll do more of a mix of short writes, one paragraph, quick writes, reading responses, exit tickets, and then you'll mix in your essays. The more times through the POWER cycles, the faster that they reach independent performance. It can take 4 to 6, but by 10, we find that most are there. And when that happens, that's when self-regulation kicks in. And that's the best part, when our kids have that agency, empowerment, and can carry themselves through the writing process, and we're on the side supporting and coaching them.